Look at him go. Yep, he's having all kinds of fun in there. He's doing his sexy photo shoot. This is a Gladiator. Gladiator? Whatever. Yeah, it's a Gladiator, right? The Jeep pickup truck. And the reason why this is in here today is kind of exciting. It's really exciting. Fernando was super happy. We did put in a high 10 Jeep kit into the dash. And what you're looking at right there is the backup camera in action. Hold on, let me go around the other side and shut that door so that chiming will go away, because that just drives me crazy. Oh. All right, let's come back around this side. Now, in case you're wondering, yes, we filmed a video on this. So at some point, you guys will be getting a video on this. But what we have is, look at that. Look at that big screen. A couple features that it will give you when it'll give you pitch and roll. Now, you can have this screen up all the time. You can also tap the screen and you keep your top down for backing up, which is kind of cool. One of my favorite features, can I change this?
Yeah.
Did you get the picture? Yeah. One of my favorite features, we'll go to home and we'll go back here, we'll go to radio, turn this down. Now these knobs all still work. So like, woo, cool. Oh wait, I'm sorry, go home, go to settings, go to vehicle settings. Not everyone's gonna care about this feature. Pack enabled settings, stop start memory. This has stop start built into it right there. For those of you who know, I think at this point I hopefully know what everyone knows what stop start is. When you get up to a stoplight, your engine shuts off, and then you take off, your engine starts back on. If you hate that feature as much as most people do, the dash kit will actually allow you to turn it on and off in the memory, meaning if you turn it off, then it will remember your stop start preset. So every time you get in the car, if you had it turned off last time you're in your car, it'll stay turned off. If you had it turned on, it'll stay turned on. It's a really cool feature built into the radio now. But there you go. There's your big 10.1 inch. Now we took out the 5 inch, which to me is the perfect installation for this. If you have one of these that has that little tiny screen, it's definite upgrade. Definite upgrade. Otherwise, I don't know, you know, I guess whatever works for you. But if you've got the small screen, totally recommend doing something like this to it. It'll look a lot better. And obviously, I mean, you go to a 10-inch screen over a 5-inch screen. It's so tiny. But look at him. Look at him go, man. He's getting all those Instagram. He missed his calling. He could have been a photographer. What's up from Orlando? But today is Monday, which means we're going to be doing some live stuff here at 6:30 over there on the Facebooks. So make sure you guys tune in. Thank you. Tune into that. This isn't going to be a long one today. I actually got to go do some phone calling. So with that, I think that's it. Unless you got something else, Fernando? It was just more of a plug for tonight at 6:30. Make sure you head over to Facebook where you can join us there. We'll answer a bunch of fun questions tonight. And I think this might actually be a true 5 minutes with 5 stars. So that'll make Mark over there at iData happy, because he gave me a bunch of cramp today. But you guys enjoy, have fun, and we'll see you tonight. Bye. Hi, Fernando.
Hi, Dean.
You know who this show is brought to you by?
This show is brought to you by DNF Tool Drawer. Huh?
No, actually, but good call. I mean, that was good. No, this is actually being brought to you by AudioControl.
There you go.
Yeah, proud sponsor of 5 Star Car Stereo and all its affiliates, meaning the 5 minutes with 5 star, DNF Tool Drawer, all our pages. Go crazy. Anyways, this is being brought to you today by AudioControl. You know what product is starting to ship from AudioControl?
Yes, sir.
What would that be?
The 5-channel amplifier.
Do you know the model number of the 5-channel amplifier?
Yes, the 5.1300.
The one that's shipping, though, is which version of it? Because there's 2 versions.
The LC. The LC right now is shipping. You can guys order it.
So if you want the baddest 5-channel on the block, you should head over to your local AudioControl dealer.
I got the first one.
You did get the first one. Anyways, thank you, AudioControl, for sponsoring the show today. What do we got going on here today, Fernando?
Right now we have a Toyota Tacoma.
Another Toyota with a T.
Another Toyota with the T, that's right. Right now I'm working on the rear speaker. We're gonna do the sound treatment.
Well, you have this one up front done.
Yep.
Why don't you talk to us about what we got going on here?
So I already finished this, of course. Like you guys know, roadkill here, roadkill in the back. Fast ring. We have the Hertz.
Wow, what are those?
What are those?
What is that?
Yes, exactly. That's the Neo SPL. What's the model number?
SPL Show 690s. Oh, look at you, little guy, crawling up underneath stuff.
Exactly. You see that?
Yeah.
There you go.
So that's the SX 690 Neos that we've been talking about. This is a Fernando sale.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got going on?
So we have the badges right there, really nice.
Really nice.
They're really nice.
That's an Echo.
We got the sound treatment, just focusing on the door. On the door.
The grill?
On the grill, exactly. Before and after.
God, those are so cool looking.
Dude.
So this is the SPL ST 2250? 25A? 25 Neo.
ST25
Yeah.
Neo.
So if you want,
there.
yeah. So this thing is gonna scream. The whole idea behind this is gonna scream.
That is right.
And it's gonna get powered by.
I'm sorry.
Oh, wait
For
a
the
minute.
rears.
Oh yes.
We're doing the same thing. Rears, we're going to the SX 165 Neos.
So this is all loud, louds, and it's getting powered by
The
some
sponsor of the show.
AudioControl. Look at that. We got my previous favorite 5-channel when you would have 2 amplifiers. We got a D 4.800, LC 1.800.
For the subwoofers, we're gonna do 210 Rockford Fosgate P3 shallow mounts and the Fox box. We can go in the back and you guys can see it.
We're going with a D. Why are we going with a D?
Have to get the D, baby.
We still want to tune it and make it sound
That is
spectacular.
correct. It's all the purpose, you know? Like,
There it is.
there you go.
Fox box. Woo.
Yeah. And, all right, so this customer, we worked in his car before. Two of his cars. He don't like time alignment, you know? He don't like time alignment, but he still wants that nice sound that the SPL Show speaker is gonna provide us. So we're gonna go with the D 4.800 to equalize every single speaker and make it nice.
Make
Loud.
it nice. Loud. Very loud. He wants this loud.
For the head unit, what we're gonna do?
Doing the 1007.
1007 XR.
Careful. I think the screen's still in there. Yeah.
there.
We're doing the big boy. Big boy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's right.
And we're filming this.
And we're doing the show on this.
Yeah, so everything you guys are missing that we're kind of going over will be, you'll get the long version of this at some point.
I mean, if you guys want to see the speaker right here.
Oh yeah, let's see the 6x9. Yeah. Oh, that's okay.
Look at this monster.
So this was based off of a previous speaker that they had, which was the
Hertz energy, high energy.
High Energies. Thank you.
The
I
high
totally
energy.
brain fart there. So this is built off of High Energy. The High Energy, of course, had a standard magnet on it.
Yep.
You'll see this wire coming out of here. This is for the tweeter array. The cool thing about that is if you did want to bi-amp this speaker, you totally could. Another thing that they upgraded to tip it just a little bit, is you'll notice this in here. This is because it is now waterproof from the top down. So if you put these, a lot of people put these on motorcycles, and if they're facing up like this, what would happen is the water would get into here and of course seep down through, cause corrosion. This is a totally sealed speaker now, so you don't have to worry about that. We have a treated cone, rubber surround.
Very nice. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, they had to put that Neo magnet on it because the magnets that were on it before were gigantic and it just wouldn't work. Plus they were a lot heavier. So yeah, these things were monsters back then. I can't wait to hear them now. But yeah, look at that tweeter. Dude, that thing is crazy.
Yeah, so if you guys actually looking for a nice sound, loud, SPL Show,
Well, this
baby.
it ain't my. It looks cool. It ain't my wheelhouse, but for this, yeah, it just looks cool. one with shiny acrylic, shiny. It's all black on black. Looks like the Darth Vader tweeter.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a Darth Vader tweeter. Is that Kenwood Exelon? What is one of your favorite? All right, hold on. Is that Kenwood Exelon that? What? Jesus. Is that the Kenwood Exelon?
Okay, Jesus.
Yes, it is a Kenwood Exelon. What is one of your favorite speakers that you get excited of installing?
Right now I'm really excited about this because we haven't done this before. This is the first time we do the SPL shows all the way around. So, and it's loud, and I like loud.
Yeah. If we were to do Kenwood Exelon speakers in this, what you might be asking about is that they do make a 2.5 and a 6x9 combo set Exelon that we would have put in this, but we're going for a substantially louder system in this one for sure.
Yep.
Oh, dude, they Instagram changed the layout again.
Oh.
It doesn't have the they went to the old thing again.
Oh, I like it.
Oh my gosh, wish they'd make up their minds. Have y'all used the Metra 109UA floating kit for the F-150? I'm interested. No.
No, not yet.
No, with the 660 NEX in my truck. Have not used the kit. No.
And for the F-150s, we normally use
Usually MFT1 kit.
MFT1
yeah,
kit,
so that you can retain that factory front bezel.
Yeah.
And
But let us know how it works if you actually have the opportunity to work with that.
So, yeah, the nice thing about using the MFT1 kit is that you keep your factory front bezel.
By control.
Yeah, I mean, I see the nice thing about that. It all looks flush, but I'm putting a big screen on there. I mean, why not? Go crazy. Big screens all the way. See, I hated that. That's the one thing that irritated me.
Car audio addictics.
How many watts are you sending to those tweeters? I mean, by the time they're probably going to see about 5 watts, maybe 5.
It's a lot.
I mean, by the time the power rolls off and gets to the frequency that they're going to be playing at, you might get 5 watts to them.
Probably a lot.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be pretty loud. That's how power works, by the way, guys. It's not a 250. You're not putting 250 watts to a tweeter.
You have to put 250.
I mean, yeah, it probably handles, a gazillion watts. Oh, it's 100 watts it'll handle.
100 watts, man. If it is 100, you put 200.
Yeah. You're never going to get 100 watts to that tweeter. It's not how power works.
That's right.
So we're going to send all of the watts to the tweeters. That's for sure. With the
watts.
Alpine ILX W650, their power pack amp run the drop-in folk? Yes, it would. The drop-in, we've done that before in one of these Toyotas. Yep, no problem. It'll do it just fine. That's an amazing sounding amplifier. That backpack amp, yeah. They did a really good job on that
Now
one.
they have the mono.
Yep. All the watts to those bullets.
Gigawatts, baby.
Yeah, highs in your eyes, and the bass in your butt. Anyways.
Wow.
Quick question. Do you know the size of the dashboard speaker in a 2016 Lexus RC350? Nope. No, I do not.
350 RC.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I mean, if Toyota typically does a 2.5.
2.5.
So I mean, it's either gonna be a tweeter or a 2.5. That's typically what they use.
Yeah.
So I mean, just going by standard basic sizes, that's usually what it is.
I like the full cal 6x9 tweeters.
Direct fit. Love mine.
I love mine. Yeah.
They're phenomenal.
Yeah. Same thing for Toyotas.
Yep.
You can use that one too.
We did that in his last car, and he wanted more.
Yep.
So we're giving him more. He's getting progressive, so he's getting more. He's getting more lights, more speakers, more sound.
More money.
God, see, that drives me crazy. Can I run a D61200 and 4-channel 1 and 2 tweeters, 3 and 4, 5, 6 bridge? You can. I don't like doing it. We've done it a couple times, and it's kludgy. Not a fan. I don't like doing it. Yeah, I mean you can, but it doesn't always. Personally, I would go external DSP and go with the LC. It's gonna work a lot better. It's just something in it. You gotta. It just.
I mean, you can do that.
You can do it. It's just. You got to make sure you're filling all those inputs. So you're going to use external Y jacks. Yeah, the last one we did, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So, Flynn, what's up, Flynn? Oh, see?
Flynn, who's Flynn?
Flynn Audio.
Oh, yeah.
I used that kit in the 17 GM F-150.
It looks okay.
It looks okay. So there you go. We're talking about the Metra kit and the 660 NEX. He used the GM version of it.
I see some pictures of that on Instagram, and they look okay.
I mean, yeah. honestly, metric kits, the newer ones, they've been really good. I mean, they definitely are starting to pay more attention. Some of the older kits, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, they're starting to pay a little bit more attention to what we're asking. So fit and finish on the newer kits have definitely been a lot better.
Yeah.
Can you cap a tweeter and run with a mid at 80 hertz? Yes, you can. Actually, that's what we'll be doing inside of this car. We're running the caps on the tweeters and then crossing the mid-range over lower. So yeah, there they are. Yeah, I mean, that's typically what you do. I mean, passive system works the same way. So if you, like the Focal we were talking about, comes with a tweeter, capacitor, comes with a mid-range coil, but yeah, it's what you do. I mean, you can run a 3.5 if you get like the Exelon set we were talking about. It comes with a 2.5 and the 3.5. It comes with a capacitor for the 2.5 or the 3.5. It's like a 47 microfarad, I think, if you crack open the case and look at it. And of course, you're not going to be running your mid-bass 6x9 anywhere close. You know, you want to make sure you get some sound out of that. So, you know, when they're designed properly, they function really well together.
Coil, capacitor, coil.
Whoa, slow down. That was last night on Vega DIY guy and the third guy, which I can't. They were going all crazy on passive crossovers and stuff like that. I'm like, have fun with that.
3DV.
One of the old talk videos came on for some reason as a related video. I forgot about the theme music you used to play on the Bullfrogs. Kind of miss it. Oh yeah, remember we used to play
Yeah. My playlist.
Yeah. We don't do that anymore because you have one of the Bullfrogs at your house.
Yeah.
And the other one is over there.
I mean, we can still do that on the Saturday shows, you know.
I mean,
yeah, why not?
It was a pain. I mean, they were sponsoring the show, so I mean, that's
correct.
They
and
gave
that was
us,
the reason why we.
You know,
we
the
Bullfrogs
were a sponsor of the show at the time, so that's why we had to make use of them. But if they came out with new ones, which they're not, that would be cool. But yeah, I know. Yeah.
What speakers are those?
SPL shows from Hertz.
Yeah.
So that's this guy right here. The SPL show. Neo speakers. Yeah, they're going to be loud. It's going to be loud. It's going to be amazing, guys. Wow. See, and that's the other thing. Is
exactly.
It gets really
go crazy.
It gets crazy. I can't decide from my build Infinity Kappas or Hertz.
163.
I mean, I get it. I mean, personally, I'm probably going to go Hertz. I got nothing against either one of them. I know Hertz. I know Hertz better than I know Infinity. So I'm going to go with what I know.
Nice political.
I mean, it's what I know. But there again, if part of me, if it was my system, I know what the Hertz sound like. So I'm be like, I like the way they sound, but I've never heard the Infinities, or I haven't spent as much time with the Infinities.
Correct.
So I would probably buy the Infinities just to play with them for a while. Because that's how my mind works when it comes to the speakers and stuff like that.
Just go back.
Yes, exactly. But, you know, disposable income. Does the Kenwood screen interfere with the 06 Denali shifter? The big 10-inch? Of course it is. You kidding me? Yeah, it's totally going to get in the way. I mean, I don't even think you could probably put that in the car. Yeah, I don't even think that would work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think that would work. Just watch y'all on YouTube, and now got into the live. There you go.
Nice.
But anyways, I think that's it. We're gonna keep this short. Because we've already showed you all of it. So if you're just tuning in, make sure you go back and watch the beginning to find out what's going on here. We are filming this. You guys always ask, "Are you gonna film it?" Yeah, we're filming this so that we can get a little bit deeper into that.
You guys gonna be in the show.
Oh, there you
just
go.
Kidding.
But anyways, that's it for now. You guys have a great rest of your day, and we will talk to you tomorrow. This has been 5 Minutes with 5 Star, brought to you today by the fine folks at AudioControl. Make sure you head over to AudioControl.com and check out the product, and of course, make sure to get ready. That 5 channel's coming. Get yourself an LC 5.1300.
That's right.
New sexy, baby.
Go check it out.
Bye.
It's hot.
Jesus. You're a dork.
You know, it's a post.
Yeah, with the girl holding the siren. Yeah.
I'm not holding it because now it's hot.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want the ones that heat up fast.
Yes.
How are you doing today, Fernando?
Oh, wonderful, man. You know, enjoying my day over here.
Yeah?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, looking your stuff.
I'm looking, that's it. I don't know what I'm looking, but I'm looking.
Well, today we're still working on the Toyota, but
Still the Toyota.
you know what today is?
Today is Wednesday.
Yes, it is. You know who's sponsoring the show today? You know who's bringing everyone this fine show?
Yes.
Who's bringing
know.
us this fine show today?
This show is brought to you by the nice people from AudioControl.
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Hey, and it just so happens that this Toyota is getting audio control amplifiers. That would be why that one's sitting there on the bench.
What?
What are the odds of that?
Exactly.
Hey, and you know what else?
What?
Do you know what? You know, Audio Control is bringing back a special thing that they were doing. Do you know what that is?
An Epicenter 600. No.
I didn't say.
Excited about
Yeah.
that.
Anyways, the
yes.
live show.
The live show. That's right. I was about to say the webinar.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
like a webinar.
yeah, it is like a webinar. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest. I think at this point we all are used to calling something a webinar.
It's a web because it's just a web. Anyway.
Yeah, and
So yes, they bring it back. The Audio Control monthly web training series.
So this is open to everybody, anybody that wants to partake in it. Tomorrow, Thursday, that's the 28th, at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we will be having to tune in early. But this is a new show. They're back at it. We're going to have Matthew Palumbo and Chris Bennett doing a monthly, hey, catching us up, talking to us about products, telling us what's new and exciting. So yeah, they were doing this at the beginning of
So the
COVID?
question that I have is,
What is your question?
We're gonna start. Well, they're gonna start talking about a specific.
Tomorrow. Yeah, each show is going to have a focus point.
Okay.
Tomorrow's show is just going to be it's been 4 months since they've been on talking to everybody. So it's just going to be catching everybody up
Like
with
the introduction.
Yeah,
again,
what's going on.
What we're going to do for the next. Okay, cool.
11, 8, 3 hours.
A.M. Eastern time.
8 a.m. Oh, it is 8 a.m. 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11. Oh my God, yes, you're right. It is 8 a.m.
There you go.
We got to talk, guys. It's way too early for me, bro. Well,
that will be 2 p.m. Eastern. No?
Wait a minute. What's going on here? It's 11 p.m. All right, give me.
Oh my God.
All right, Sue's saying 2 p.m. I'm just going by what Matthew told me today. He was like,
What time is it?
yeah, it would be 2 p.m. because it get. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Sue. Matthew, you're a goof. Yeah, it's 11 a.m.
Thursday, 11 a.m. Yes.
And this is where the show goes sideways, guys. 11 a.m. Wednesday Pacific time is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Sue. Thanks, Matthew. And he lives there.
Oh, that was Matthew?
Yeah. All right, so
Yes.
rewind. Hey, you know what's happening tomorrow, Fernando?
What's happening tomorrow? Talk to me.
For Audio Control is bringing back their live show. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Daylight time.
Dyslexic time zoning. Yeah. Oh, and then I clicked on the link. Hold on. Yeah. Let me go back here. Anyways, yes. It'll be on Facebook. So head over to their Facebook here. So you can watch it live on Facebook. So if you're not a fan, I don't know who's not a fan of Audio Control. For us, we'll be watching on the Zoom meeting, but you can watch it on Facebook. So head over to their Facebook page and you can check it out from there. But yes, it should be a lot of fun. I'm excited. 2 p.m. is way better. Holy crap.
Yeah, I can watch it at 8 a.m. though.
No, that would never happen. Even 9 was wrong, but 2 o'clock. Hey, from Paraguay, what time will it be there?
There, exactly.
So, dude, it's super exciting. This is gonna be a regular thing. They were doing it every week there for a while back before COVID, and now we'll be getting it every month. And this is just the tip. It's just the tip, guys.
Exactly.
You're dirty. Anyway, this is just the tip. So. Thank you, Audio Control, for bringing this back, and thank you for sponsoring the show today.
That's right.
Added an amp pro to a 2020 Dodge Charger with Alpine system. Now SiriusXM doesn't work. Any ideas? Did you not plug the SiriusXM back into the right port?
Right.
On the back of that radio, there is like 5 antenna adapters. You want to make sure that the mustard color input on the back of the radio has the Sirius XM antenna plugged into it, and you didn't accidentally like switch the navigation or the Sirius XM antenna, because you do have to unplug those to get that plug to sit in there properly.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that might be the case because it's built into the radio.
Yes.
So maybe check that. Now, if it works and you have no sound, that's a totally different issue. I don't know on that one.
I don't think you have to unplug the Sirius XM.
Yeah, you have to unplug a couple of those because you can't get in there to unflick it.
Okay.
So at least I always do. But that's me. Who am I? I don't know anything. You're not even awake at 8 a.m. Exactly. Right. Yeah. No duh. I mean, it depends. Fernando.
Yes.
¿Qué tal?
What's up? ¿Qué tal?
It's kind of short.
Fernandez.
Yeah, it's kind of short. It's not kind of tall.
We're not in the DSP.
When in a DSP system, where do you set your settings on your amp? Well, great question. I have an answer for that because I can use this amplifier right here. So this is the LC 1.800, but it pretty much is going to work for anything. In this case, my gain is going to start all the way down. So I'm going to put it like that. This is a sub amp, and this is a problem that we run into a lot of the times on sub amps is where do I set this crossover? Because there is, as you notice, no off switch on the crossover, and I want to use the DSP crossover for this. So I'm going to take this gain, I'm going to turn it all the way up so that the crossover point that I choose in my DSP amplifier or my DSP doesn't affect this. This isn't going to affect it. So I'm going to set the one in my DSP, and then this is going to be, it's going to be well below where this is at. So this won't even bother it. Now, if this is, let's say, a straight 4-channel or 5-channel amplifier, I'm going to look for the switches that say high pass, low pass, all pass, and I'm going to switch them to all pass. So I'm not using any of these crossovers in that amplifier. And there again, I'm going to set all my gains to the lowest point on the amplifier at the beginning. Obviously, when I'm done, I can go back and I can start adjusting things like that, but everything gets set to as nominal as possible.
Yeah.
Yep, there's that. What is a good shell amount sub? Kicker Comp RT, Rockford P3, Arc Audio makes a really cool one. Focal Flax, L7Ts. Yeah, so there's a lot. Ooh, T1s. Yeah, Rockford T1s are nice. What's up, Dean and Fernando from Kentucky? Sorry about that. 34 and snowing. Ooh, no way. You're on your own, bro. Hey, Fernando, you just joined. Added RCAs to try. Okay. Added RCAs to my aftermarket NEX and connected to the low-level inputs on the DS1. Made a difference. Thank you for the info.
Nice, nice.
I'm glad it did. I'm glad it worked. I'm thinking L7Ts are hot. I'm guessing that's what that dual fire action means. They're smoking hot because there's 2 of them. Ooh, yeah. Anyways, what do we got going on this truck? Let's talk about that real quick, other than, what we started out the show with, so that we can actually, let you guys in. We're working on a 2017 Toyota Tacoma. That is on. I looked because I won't remember. It has the letters. What's going on with this is we are shooting a full video on it, as you guys always ask, so we're not going to get too detailed here. What we could say is we have the the D4.800 is now located up underneath this seat. The 1.800 is going to go underneath that seat. These brackets are an exact clone of one another, so it's the same underneath seats. There's a ground point right here, somewhere in this area here. So everyone always asks, where do you ground it? Right there. So, fold the carpet up. Most of the time there is some form of ground point. Not always, but sometimes there is a nice ground plane there. There was a factory ground with a bolt, so it's just pull the bolt out, put ours in, grounded. Awesome.
You gotta look a little bit.
Full baked potato. We'll get to the full baked potato. Fernando did the full baked potato on the door. Thank you, Johnny Brolin. What's going on, guys? Bolin. I don't know why I put the R in there. Maybe because I was thinking baller.
Oh, he's a baller.
Oh, he is a baller.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a baller, shot caller.
He's baller and taller.
He's baller and taller, for sure. Oh, I can't wait to go back to Texas to hang out. Anyways, so yeah, here's Fernando's full baked potato going on this door here. The only thing he's got left to do is add in the fast rings.
Yep.
So the front doors and the rear doors, I believe. You did the rear doors the same way.
Same way.
Perfect. He gave me a phonetic spelling of the word, and I'm still going to get it wrong. Bolden. I mean, technically I'm balding, but anyways, just screwing with you, Johnny. Thanks for playing along.
It's Johnny. That's
Johnny. Who's Johnny? He said. Anyways, that was my 80s reference. If I put 1 amp under the seat and 1 in the dash, where would you put the distribution block in a new Accord? Is it okay just to run 2 power wires? What would you do in that case, Fernando?
What?
1 amp. If you have 1 amp located here and 1 amp located there, where would you put the distribution block?
Oh, I mean, you have to run the distribution
No, you
block?
don't.
I would run 2 power wires.
Exactly, which is what we're doing
right
here. So what you see here is this is getting its own 4-gauge wire, and that amp is getting its own 4-gauge wire. We have 2 fuse holders located right here that are going to somehow magically appear in this area. On this particular car, notice that nice little flat area right there that's just calling for a hole to be made. Mm-hmm. The power wire for this seat is going to be underneath that. And then over on that side of the car, there's like 3 huge grommets. Mm-hmm. One of those is going to house our second power wire. And that power wire, of course, follow the factory route, work its way around over to here. Mm-hmm. And we'll have both fuse holders here labeled. I'm sure I'll have to fire up the laser and do a whole Fernando thing on this point, which you'll probably see tomorrow. But yeah, it's no problem. Run 2 wires. Be safe.
Yeah. Because normally, if you have each amplifier, of course, on the each seat, where are you going to put the distribution block?
Yeah, I always thought that was weird.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
2 power wires good.
Bobby's not a baller. Bobby is a baller. Bobby's rolling deep, man. Let me tell you what. When Bobby rolls up through the hood, man. Dude, first off, I would hate to run into Bobby, like, on accident. You know, because he's a big teddy bear, but man, at first you might look at him and go, I didn't do it, I swear.
Yeah.
At what point do I need to do the big 3? That's a great question. Honestly, I think if you have an older vehicle, it might be more important than a newer vehicle. Like in this car, for example, looking at this Toyota, as you can see, this is what we got for power. So we got a nice big 4-gauge going off to do its thing, but we got this little crappy 8-gauge here doing its thing. So we're going to replace this. We'll add in, actually we won't replace it. We're just going to add in our piece of wire here to fix that. But that's all we'll be doing on this. So it really, when it comes to big 3 and all that, I think you almost have to take it as a case-by-case basis. I mean, it's not going to give you, like everyone thinks it's like, I've got a 100 amp alternator, and if I do the big 3, I'll have a 200 amp alternator, and my lights will, no, it's not how it works. It's just, making a better ground plane. There are ways to do that without like tearing your whole car apart, I guess. But yeah.
Would you go with the D?
Would I go with the D? No.
Would you go with Dean LC 1.800 and the LC 4.800 or the LC 5.300?
You mean the
honestly, the new 5 channel,
the 5.1300? Yeah,
the 5. That's what I said.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. For what though? It really comes down to what you're doing. Right. I mean, like in this case, the 800 worked out better. We probably could have got away with doing the 5 channel had it been available to us, but it's not. And because of that, Fernando was like, I'm going to go with bigger subs. So we're running 2 P3 10-inch subwoofers back here, which that 800 watts is just going to, yeah. So it just depends. But no, we could have got away with just doing that amplifier. And it definitely would have been a much easier installation because it would have just all fit underneath the one seat.
Right.
Maybe not though, because it's definitely wider. It would have been tough.
It's almost the same size as the 1200.
Well, it is the same exact size as the 1200. I don't think it would have fit. I don't know, but I'm excited just to get that in and start playing with it next month. Because
now, let me tell you, the new amplifier.
That's what we're talking about.
Sounds really good.
And this show's been brought to you by AudioControl. When picking aftermarket speakers for 11 F350, what one is good one price doesn't matter. Price always matters.
2011.
It just comes down to, what kind of music you listen to. There's so many good speakers out there. I'm a big fan of Morel. I love the way Morel sounds just about every application. However, that's not going to make me recommend those. An F350, those rear speakers are buried in that back corner where you can't even hear them. It sucks. And of course, if you didn't get the higher end one with the tweeters that were up in the top of the dash, in the sail panels, well, that just leaves those one little speakers in the in the door panel, which is the 5x7. Is it 5x7? So like if all I can do is buy a 5x7 and that's the best speaker I can fit in a car, I'm gonna get the Rockford T1 5x7s.
Yes, I totally did that.
Because that's gonna be my loudest 5x7.
Yeah, definitely.
What'd you break? Of course you got a quick question. Don't trip. A bumper clip. What does the bumper clip look like? The Wu-Tang Clan is here. Hi guys, how are you doing? What amp interface would you recommend for a 2020 F-150 non-premium sound? 2020 non-premium sound. Today, right now today, if I was to do this today, I would get this guy right here, the DF02, and the Rockford DSR1. And I would allow us to integrate into the radio and reflash it to 5 volts, variable voltage output, go perfectly into this combination. That would be what I'd do today. I'm a balder bald baller.
We're still doing
We're still doing what?
What are we doing?
We're still circling the drain. What else would we be doing? Dude, how did you ever get in there?
Where?
How did he ever get in there? Who are we talking about, Sue? I have no idea.
Oh, maybe Kevin?
Oh, it was Kevin. It was Kevin from next door, man.
Kevin the barbershop.
Yeah, it's Kevin from the barbershop. It's Jenny from down the block.
It's Kevin the exactly.
Oh, this is the song show. Hey, Dean, do you know a good I'm guessing spot, I can run my power wire in a 2014 Nissan Altima, Fernando? 2000 Nissan Altima? Is that up behind the emergency
power
brake?
Wire? Yes,
yeah, emergency
course.
brake?
Yes.
Pull the emergency brake.
Oh, man. If you want to make it more easy.
Yeah, pull the emergency brake.
Because you're going to fight, man. Yeah, emergency brake and definitely.
Ooh, the 2020 F-250 has different plugs behind the radio. Oh, is that the one with the new plug, Johnny? Ooh.
2020? I thought they say 2011.
I thought it was 2021, but if it's a 2020, then that might be a new plug. Well, that's what we were talking about today.
Was 2011, 2020, 2021.
Yeah, we moved on. You were talking with Kevin.
Oh, okay.
So if it's a 2020 and that's a different plug, then that combination isn't going to work today. It's funny. We were just talking about that too.
Yeah.
So that might not work. But I still could use the DSR1 though. It just won't have a T-harness for it and you won't be able to flash it. But you can still use a T-harness. You can still do a DSR1. But if I don't have to do a DSR1, I'm probably going to go another way then. It just really depends.
Right.
I mean, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh, gosh.
Okay, it's
What's the best floating head unit in your opinion? The JVC Kenwood Corp ones? I mean, right now I have in my car, I have to look up there, the DMX 1057XR. I have that one in my car right now. Next week, I will have the JVC that we've been talking about, the KWZ1000W that will be going into my car. The reason why the JVC is going in, and this is the reason why I'm switching, is because this has a volume knob, and where that volume knob sits, I always hit it when I come in and out of park or reverse. So the JVC doesn't have a volume knob. It's all push buttons, so I'm hoping that will solve my problem. They both have the awesome EQs in them, so I'm pretty excited about that.
The JVC has a magic.
JVC does have the magic. Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Audio.
Woo! It does finger gestures. It'll be like a mouse. I don't think on the F250s though. All right, F150s.
Somebody asked, is special terminals need for 2 batteries?
Are special terminals needed?
Yes.
No.
For battery. Check Sky High. All those guys make big terminals for 3, 4 batteries.
You don't really need a terminal. Like if you're doing 2 batteries, depending on the batteries, how new the batteries are, what you're trying to do, a lot of the times you need the switching relay. So everyone makes like a 200 to 500 amp relay that turns on and off with ignition. You need a source to do that. And what they're designed to do, they call them battery isolators now, even though they're really not, but they are because technically that's what they're doing. And when the car turns off, it separates the 2 batteries' power, and then the car turns on and brings the 2 batteries together. That's kind of a more important thing, depending on the batteries you're running, that you might want to invest in. But other than that, no, we actually had the back door closed today because they were apparently partaking in some rather exquisite smoke out back today. And we only know this because while we were trying to film, we were getting told how exquisite the smoke out back was.
Dude.
Let me tell you.
I put the roll kill in 10 minutes. Boom! Done.
Well, that would be crack. I don't think that would be weed.
Oh, I don't know.
Because don't you get like... I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not my thing. I don't partake in that kind of stuff. You do you, we'll do us. Hello from San Diego. It's Mr. 12 Volt Tech. Hey. K1005 T. Ooh, 800.5 kicker. 1000.5 T. 1000.5 AD. I believe the kicker's. I mean, it comes down to size. Really, I'm gonna look at size. If I don't have the space for the kicker, then which I usually don't, I end up going with the Rockford. The kicker is less power too, but I think it just comes to size.
How do you power your LC7i when you're installing them?
How do I power them?
Yeah, so I'm guessing like where do you get the power and ground?
The same power and ground I'm using for the amplifiers.
There you go.
You know, if I need to, I'll add in. I'll either come off of the amplifier's power.
Yeah.
You know, I just come off the amp's power with a fuse and whatnot. Those larger square plugs, I'm not sure on the F150. Definitely different on the F250. Now you make me want to just get an F250 and start pulling apart to find out what's going on there. Greetings.
What's up, Jason?
Trying to get an amp for subwoofers and an amp for speakers. Well, surprisingly enough, there are a lot of amplifiers out there. There's a ton of them, a bunch of them, depending on what you want them to do. Matter of fact, the show sponsor today, which is AudioControl, makes a lot of awesome amplifiers. Well, not a lot. They actually make, in my opinion, they make just the right amount.
Yeah.
2 amplifiers that we have going on today are doing the same thing you're doing. We have the LC 1.800, which is powering our subwoofer. It's an 800 watt subwoofer amplifier. And we also have, in the car already, the D 4.800. This has a DSP built into it. If you don't fancy a DSP, they also make an LC 4.800 that doesn't have that. There's 2 amplifiers to choose from. Also, for those of you guys that have just started tuning in, breaking news, AudioControl is going to start the live show again. So for those of you that missed or never caught or didn't get to be part of AudioControl's live shows that they did, they're starting to back up. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which apparently is the exact same time in the planet. You can watch the show hosted by Matthew Palumbo and Chris Bennett. They're going to talk about basically what's been going on with AudioControl over the last couple months since they stopped doing the live show. So they're going to talk about new products, when products are going to be available, things you may or may not know about, which if you guys watch the show, chances are good, you're up to, you're pretty good. But they're going to dig a little bit deeper and tell you what's happening and what's going on. The nice thing is this is going to be a new monthly thing. We're going to get the monthly AudioControl show back. So you definitely want to check into that. To watch it, you can simply go over to Facebook, where it will be live for you to watch. And I'm sure at some point they'll also be rebroadcasting it over there on the YouTubes. But if you want to ask questions and have fun tomorrow, make sure you head over to their Facebook page. That's AudioControl, 2 p.m. Yeah, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Pacific time. And man, it's just difficult with those guys being over there. So we will be watching and having fun.
Did you answer the question about K2s?
I did not answer the question about K2s. Give me one question about K2s and I'm back to work.
It says, hi Dean, I'm doing some full cal K2 3-way component set and I noticed the crossover has 2 inputs.
Yes.
The bi-amp.
Correct.
How would I use that since I'm running a 4-channel amplifier, front and rear speakers?
You just hook it up like normal. There is a you can just run it off of a standard 2-channel amp. It's going to be 2 ohms on the front channels of the amplifier. K2 crossover for the 3-way set is a little bit different. They don't have the cool jumpers in there. They might, I don't remember. But that's it. You just hook up, channel 1 and 2 to both, channel 1 and, loop it over to channel 1 on both, so both positives, both negatives. And that's going to give you a 2 ohm load at the amplifier. We don't have a 3-way set.
That's right.
Yeah, you got to have a 3-way set. But yeah, the whole idea behind it is so you can bi-amp the mid-bass away from the mid-range and tweeter. But you don't have to. You can still run it on a standard 4-channel amplifier, front and rear, with no problems as long as the amplifier you're using will do 2 ohm stereo. Inside of that crossover that is very fun to take apart, it's not. There's a lot of dip switches and whatnot. I strongly recommend you take some time and A/B between them. Because not the tweeter one. The tweeter one just set it to 0 dB or -3 and be done with it. But the other dip switches that are in there, definitely play with those because they can sometimes do magic for you in a car. All right, so trust me, I know that.
Best budget friendly RTA for tuning.
Best budget friendly RTA for tuning.
Yes.
Probably gonna be pick up a mic, like a USB mic from somewhere, and go and download REW, Room EQ Wizard. So I think you can download it for free. A lot of guys use that. And you need the USB mic to plug into your laptop. Right now, that's probably going to be the cheapest way. If you want to buy a microphone and a kit and a CD and all that already put together for you, and also some instructional, like step-by-step kind of stuff, it's still going to use REW. But if you head over to audiofrog.com, you can pick up the UMI-1. The nice thing about this, hang on, I'm going to give Andy a plug here. Give me one sec. My drawer automatically closes, so I have to put a clip here to hold this open. There we go. Or I could have just brought it over to Fernando.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been easier. Open this up for me, please.
Ooh, Mr. Andy.
So inside is $200. Inside of it, you get the cool Audio Frog test CD.
Worth it.
Awesome CD. Awesome CD. You totally want it. Inside the CD, it has a bunch of test tracks. So it explains what they're going to be doing. It gives you sign sweeps and like left of center, center, all these awesome test tracks. So it's the CD itself is gold. But then you get the microphone mount that goes on your headrest. The microphone itself is over here. The inputs for your computer, some extension cables. So everything is well thought out and ready to go for you. You only have to just put it into place, plug this in your computer, and launch REW. If you head over to audiofrog.com, he also has a bunch of tech papers explaining how this works, giving you ideas on curves and the whole 9 yards. So this is probably going to be your cheapest entry level point into some form of an RTA for tuning a car. I mean, obviously, if you're just playing around, you can just use your phone sitting in the front seat, mount your phone, and go from there. But, whatever you got. All right, guys, we'd like to thank AudioControl for sponsoring the show today. Make sure you tune in tomorrow on their Facebook channel for their show.
Yeah, for the training.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's a training. I don't know what it is. But tune in tomorrow. 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can do the backwards math. That's it. Thank you, AudioControl. Thank you, everyone else, for tuning in. It's been 5 minutes of 5-star. See ya. Bye. Fernando.
Not right now. I'm kind of busy.
Not right now? Look at that guy. He's getting in the shots. everyone. Hey, it is Thursday, and this show is brought to you by the fine folks at AudioControl. That's right. They're bringing it to you. They're bringing it in. And also, before I forget, for those of you that are just chiming in right now, where did it go? Tonight, it was here. Tonight is today in an hour. There it is. In an hour, AudioControl is going to be up again. You can join them on Facebook. So at 2 o'clock in 1 hour, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, make sure you head over to AudioControl's Facebook page. It is open to everyone. If you're on the other coast, it's 11. But it'll be 2 o'clock for everyone else. So for us, it's 2. And if you're central, it'll be 1. Either way, point is, Matthew, Chris will be on there. They're back at it again. Every month now, you're going to get a cool AudioControl show again, just like the good old days. But with that, I should say, they are sponsoring this show, and we have a cool build that we just finished with those. Oh, yeah, so this is the D4.800. It is in now. For those of you who have been following along all week, this is the Toyota Tacoma. The 10-inch Kenwood is in the dash. The 1007 is in there, looking all dashy bigness. The amplifier is in place here.
Bass knob is in there.
Bass knob, oh yes, Fernando's bass knob. Don't want to forget that. So there's the bass knob action. Ooh. Let's hop over to the other side and we'll take a look at the 1.800 that is underneath the passenger seat. Oh, there it is. Look at that. It's already conveniently up. So there's your 1.800 doing its thing. So that's powering our subs. They're in place now. Let's see if I can get to them easily enough. Hold on. So we have two P312s. Are all up in place there. Getting 10 gauge speaker wire run to those. But yeah, and then Sean made this box for us in a hurry. And he added in our 5-star and a Toyota logo. So kudos to Sean. Way to go, buddy. Thank you for getting that done for us in a hurry. Let's hop underneath the hood because we want to take a look at the fuse holders because that's Fernando's baby, man. He spent all day working on those doors, and this is his cherry on top. So we have the 2 fuse holders, AudioControl, system fuses, 5-star, and then he adds in the shrink wrap so that anyone that has to service the car knows. And on both ends, man, on both ends. So there's no mistaking which one is which. And there's the battery. So that's that. He also added in a new ground. Yesterday we were talking about this. This is this factory 8-gauge ground. We added in a new R secondary ground. We kept theirs, we added ours, so now we got lots going on here. And that's that. This is a second bolt, so there's a lot of service that can be done here without having to disconnect these from the factory battery. This bolt will come off, this whole panel will come loose. That would be wonderful.
And you got plenty of wire in this side, so if they want to replace this,
these twist off, which I can't do, and hold the camera. Twist one of those off for me so I can see how that comes. It pops right off. So this panel can slide right out of the place. You can move this over here, get to your battery, no problem. Put the new one in.
But the good thing about this is like you can screw this and you don't have to take it off like from this bolt.
Right, you don't have to unbolt anything.
You unbolt this. Remove this one moves all the way here and you can replace your battery, put the new one back in, put this one.
We're assuming that mechanics have some, like...
We assume a
lot. The last time, not so much.
This.
Yeah.
So
yeah, not real bright.
Assume.
We just assume, and we always end up... But that's that. That's what's going on. This is done.
Yeah.
So now we have to wait like 2 or 3 months before we can put the video out on this so you guys forget all about it. You can't remember any of it, so which is fine. Pardon me, because we have that nice Accord that we're looking at, which was shot last year. So these things do take time. But for those of you that are just tuning in, make sure at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time you head over to AudioControl's Facebook page so you can get a view on what's happening. It's their new monthly show that they're doing. So head over there. They are bringing this week's shows to you. Is there any proper way of extending an existing power wire that is not long enough to reach the rear of the car? Is there a good way to do that? I mean, you could use a fuse holder or a power distribution block. That would be the only thought that would be it. Power distribution block? I mean, yeah, you could do that. or a fuse holder. I would probably do a distribution block before I did a fuse holder, but that's really the best way to do it. I've seen people solder them together, but man, you got to be really good at that. I get it, 4 gauge is expensive, but the other thing too that a lot of people forget. Okay, let's look at this, and I'll use that as an example. So, like, as you can see right now, these are only 6 inches. You technically have 18 inches that these can be away from the battery. So if I were to move these over to here, I could get another, and then run the wire this way. I could get another 18 inches of wire almost back in the back if I needed to. So sometimes just moving this front fuse holder someplace else will get you those extra couple inches. Like if you caught the show today, where you saw they had connected 2 power wires together very poorly, they could have easily moved the fuse holder, or actually mounted the fuse holder, and gotten that extra 8 inches that they needed. It was right here. So it's something to think about. But yeah. Does this taco jam? How do the SPL speakers sound? Oh my gosh. Well, Fernando, they're asking how the taco sounds.
Oh, it's really good, man. Yeah, I mean, it's loud. I didn't know that it's that loud with those tweeters.
I can't hear out of this ear right now.
Yeah.
Okay, like, when you get like that one clogged ear, and then you realize it's clogged, and you're like, because we've been jamming this all morning. We just got done with it.
Yep.
Literally.
Yeah.
We're still putting away the stuff. And Fernando's like, go on Instagram real quick, because we have another car we got to start on.
Correct.
Like, now.
Now.
So, yeah. But, oh my God, dude.
Always another
Put it
car.
this way, just to give you an idea how insanely loud this is, all right? This was a fear I had. He has this mat that's covering the tweeters, and we were like, man, that's going to be a problem. He
has to lose it.
Nope. No, you don't even know it's there. It's truly transparent. Yeah, so these things are jamming. Oh my God, these things are jamming. The only downside to this is I'm bummed that we don't get to do time alignment. We just don't have time to go in and do it because he didn't want it. So it's like, and we don't have the free time to play. Because I'm sure this would have sounded amazing with imaging, but it wasn't what he wanted, and we don't have the time. So bummer there, but hey, next time, bro. Next time. But yeah.
Yeah, we could pay for another tune and then we spend more time.
And let me give you an idea. So the tweeters are 107 dBs of efficiency, and what were the mid-range?
94.
94 for the 6x9s, and then the 6.5s were
95
so like 96.
No, 96.5. So it's
So like
97.
97.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
They're crazy.
Oh.
They are crazy.
These things just get up and dance. You don't even like. Wow. Yeah. But yeah, it's insanity.
Okay.
I fro. Yes, these are not the SPLs, but this is a high hertz car. These are the Hertz SPL shows. Yeah. Why did I don't. Sorry, I was thinking. Dude,
what did you say?
my brain still isn't functioning. It's the SPL shows. So yes, we have the SPL shows going
Right
here.
You
So
wanna see the box?
yeah, Fernando wants to show you the box. He was back there trying to figure out what the efficiency on these things were, because he was like, oh my God, these are like insane. Yeah, so you got the SX90 SG. Yeah, you can see the logo there. I don't need to read it to you. There you go. The Neos.
690 Neos.
And these are the tweeters. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Wow.
really nice.
And now, don't get me wrong. I'm not a fan of these speakers. This is not the type of things that I would listen to, but this is what this customer wants, and he likes to listen to. So we do what they want. If this is what they want, that's what they get, and we're going to make it sound the best that we possibly can, and we have. Actually, Fernando made me turn it down, because the first setting I did on it, I was like, because I wanted him to be like, I want him to be blown away, and I tuned it, and he goes, Fernando hops in, and he goes, dude, that's too much. I go, really? Yeah, it's just a little bit more. I was like, okay. Millie Pros are better. Millie Pros are a different sound. This is not what this customer wanted. Yes, Millie Pros are better if you're going for that sound quality, balanced, awesome sounding 90%. He didn't want that. He wanted this. He wants to get in that car and go, yeah. You know, he wants to listen to it like this. Millie Pros are great. This is one of my favorite speakers, for sure.
And like you say, if you with time align this, it's totally gonna change.
Yeah.
Right?
But this is insane. Insane is the best way to do it. My ears are ringing. Yeah. Are we done? Oh, we gotta screw. We gotta put the caps on the amps. Well, no, we gotta put the covers on the amplifiers still. They're in the boxes, and then we gotta screw the seats down. It's the final prep. We're like mad dashing to because it's all done. Everything sounds wonderful. I mean, K2s would have been spectacular in this, but that wasn't what he wanted. So, and I'll tell you right now, these are not inexpensive speakers. All right, so if you guys want to get an idea, go over to Hertz and check out the price points on these SPL shows. These are not toys. These are not your $35 loudspeakers. These things are expensive, but they sound spectacular. So wonderful. All right, listen, I would love to stay and chat for the rest of the day, but we got to get going. Maybe later on, once we get the next car in and we figure out what's going on, we'll come back on a little later. We'll also talk to you about, if you caught the AudioControl live at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time over on their Facebook page. Make sure you guys do that. This show has been brought to you by AudioControl, so let's show them some love and go see what's going on with those guys. And that's it. We're out. We'll talk to you later today. You guys have a wonderful day. As always, we'll see you later. Fernando.
Bye.
Thank you. Who's that guy? Who's that guy right there? Well, good afternoon, late afternoon, everyone. Welcome to 5 Minutes of 5 Star. Being brought to you today by, who are we being brought to today by?
By AudioControl.
That's right. This is being brought to you by AudioControl. Make sure you head over to audiocontrol.com. Check out all the cool things you can get. One of the things that you might be interested in is this guy right here, the iTest mic or the U-Test mic. We're using that today to tune this cool Kenwood radio. That's right, this one right here. You may have seen Mark at Car Audio Fabricator just do a video where he was tuning his high 10. Well, we're tuning this Kenwood. That's right. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, we're having all kinds of fun making this thing sound spectacular. This is a full Kenwood system in here, but we are using AudioControl to make it sound good. That's right. Yeah, because that's what AudioControl does, make things sound good. And with that, what do we got going on?
Yeah, that was good.
How are you? That was a good promo, right?
Yes.
I'm getting better at this. I mean, don't laugh. Don't ever laugh.
Don't laugh?
No, apparently you can't laugh. Oh, is this a Fernando song?
Yeah.
This is Jukebox Fernando running the house. I gotta figure out why the garage band does it too loud. Yeah. How long does it take to tune the system? I mean, this, when you're just doing something like a radio without like a DSP, I mean, with time alignment crossovers and all that, I mean, it depends. Like tuning a system, we have a whole process that we go through. So, which we show in the videos a lot of the time. So the first thing we do is check balance, fader, make sure all 4 corners are doing what they need to do. Then we do polarity test. Once we've done polarity test, where this next step varies is depending on whether or not it's an aftermarket radio or a factory radio or a preamp for that matter, meaning does it have a preamp section or a DSP. Gains usually get set. In this particular situation, gains would get set next. Then we're going to go in and after we set the gains, then we're going to time align. Then we're going to start playing with the EQ because it's a deck. So each individual scenario has a little bit different process. Who's better with a jigsaw, you or Fernando?
I don't know. I cut myself a few times, so I don't know.
I mean, honestly, cutting plastic with a jigsaw sucks, but that's why we have the Rockwell, the upside down jigsaw. But we really don't. I mean, the only thing we use a jigsaw for is like when you need to cut that little square, little piece or something. So there's not a lot of jigsaw work. No. Most of the stuff is router and table saw.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
And then we have the grinder. So
grinder fixes all mistakes.
Yeah,
Just go wide with the
bit.
table saw and get in there with the grinder.
I want to keep my fingers, man.
Yeah, the one tool we got to figure out where to put as an oscillating, orbital oscillating sander. I want one. I just don't know where to put it. That's the problem we're running into. So, but anyways, back to the tuning thing. So I've been sitting in here for 15 minutes?
Yeah.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes. I like to think of tuning as not a race.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't, you know, you got to go slow. There's really no hurry. One of the things why I'm sitting over here, even though I was tuning the car, is because I got it the way I liked it. And we had some time, so I was like, hey, Fernando, hop in. I want to A/B between these two settings and let you hear them between flat and what we've done. And, you know, the reason why we wanted to do that is because I had this thought in my head, and I was like, when you listen to something that's flat, naturally, it's all playing out of the box. There's nothing, and it could sound loud. Because at that point, you're just relying on everything that the speaker, you're relying on the natural sound of the speaker. Good, bad, and different. In this case, we have the little C2s, not JL.
No.
The Kenwood C2 2.5-inch middlers up in the dash, so there's no tweeter. So to me, those things, all of them, kind of sound like, you know, they have like a can sound to them that I'm not a fan of. I like a tweeter. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to figure out like volume, take low points and figure out how much volume difference there is between what we've EQ'd. Because I always say, oh, when you EQ it, it's, you know, DSP, it's not as loud. And the reality is no, it's not, because you've gone in and you've raised some frequencies and you lowered some frequencies. And so there is going to be a volume difference, but is it good or bad? So what I wanted to do was figure out the volume difference between leaving this flat and then adding the EQ curve where everything is the way I want it. So it was like a three click difference on the volume knob. So it was like 22 was flat volume, everything. You know, we picked a point on the RTA, this thing. You know, what I did is I said, all right, here's you know, this point, and then where's that point with EQ? So, and then we'll raise it up to that. And it was 3 clicks. So I was A/Bing between flat and my EQ and adjusting it 3 clicks. So I was like doing all this like Frogger type crap, because, you know, you can't go from flat to your EQ and compare them and be like, this is apples and apples, because you've lowered some things and you've raised some things. So you have to remember that it's like, oh man, you know, I EQ'd it, but now it's not as loud. Yeah, okay, it's not. But what are the frequencies that are not as loud compared to the frequencies now that are louder? And that is really the takeaway. Is you have to realize that there is some give and take in the audio. But does it sound better? Does it sound worse? I don't know. And that's what I wanted to get in here and take a listen to. Because, you know, the other thing too that I find once you sit and tune for a while is that your ears kind of get fatigued and it's time for a new guy. Can high voltage from a battery on your highs amp remote cause turn on pop? Of course. Yeah, like having it like kick on real quick. And a lot of the times when you get turn on pop, it could be a timing issue. Between when the source unit sends and turns on the amplifier. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just straight up the amp has turn on pop. There's been amps that we've worked with that it doesn't matter what you do, you're gonna get if it's a timing issue, that's easy enough to fix with, you know, adding a timer to it, like a TR, like PAC makes a couple Versa timers for TR12, TR7, even like a Ignition 3, something like that, that has, you know, delays built into them. How you could test for that is get a buddy and you physically do the remote turn on. So you create your own remote turn on, you know, with like a jumper, disconnect it from the amp, make a jumper from constant 12 volts over to the remote, and then like you could turn the radio on and go 1, 2, 3 and turn it on, see if there's still a turn on pop. If there isn't, then, you know, adding some form of a different turn on, like spacing these things out any delay, will fix it. Oh goody. Yeah, and someone had said they don't need a jigsaw, they got a laser. Yeah, that's true.
All the way down.
I'm going
no.
All the way the other way? Oh.
Yeah. I thought I saw Morel pop in.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't looking. I was talking. I can't look and talk at the same time. Hey guys, I got the kicker middler for the Silverado, then went to the 6x9 KS components set. Now, should you recommend to go active and make a 3-way set, or should I mean, yeah, if you can fit the tweeter in the 6.5, I mean, if you can go active, that would be cool. Definitely be cool. If you can't go active, you can, you need level controls. That's really what it comes down to. Like, being able to control that mid-range is really nice. Not gonna lie, that's really where a lot of the headache comes from, is just being able to control that. I mean, tweeters, you have attenuation, it's pretty simple. All right, let's see what we got here. Sorry, let's see. Dean sent my address for the CD. Thank you, man. Fernando wrote that down, so I will take a look at it later. Hey, big dog question. Any way to stop rear deck from moving? I got deadener on it and filled it and 2-part hardener foam. Should I just bolt a wood sheet to it? Metal trunk? Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea. Or maybe some angle iron. I mean, how much sub do you got? I'm guessing you got to be like banging big time. But it is the weakest part of the car because there's glass above it. So, yeah, it's going to be tough. Rattling is easier to get rid of because, you can use stuff other than just foam and whatnot. But if it's just flexing, man, yeah, that's tough. Reinforced steel. It's just, there's got to be somewhere for the air to go. Are you guys expensive? Yeah, that's what Paul says. I don't know. I mean, hi. Will you recommend to replace my tweeters with a wideband speaker? No.
Difference, huh?
No, it's not the same sound. And that's what we did up here, is that this went with the 2-inch up here. And so, yeah, it's nice, don't get me wrong. So, like, if we would have just done a tweeter up here, it's one of those things. It's like, would it have sounded the same? No, it would have sounded totally different. But then we would have had a set that had a tweeter, and we had a mid-range, depending on what tweeter we went with. We could have a tweeter that plays a large sum of frequencies. This is crossed over at a specific point. But the treble from this is rolled off, so then we got to boost it. It's always give and take. There's never a great... It's always give and take. Kicker claims that their middler is pretty flat all the way across. So, yeah, I mean, if that's the case, like someone in here said they just got those. Yeah, might be something to think about. I mean, at the end of the day, they're not that expensive. It might be worth trying them just to see what they sound like.
Okay.
18s in a 5 cubic foot box. Yeah, it's slapping my rear window for sure. I don't know if you're going to be able to stop that from flexing.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn, that's pretty intense. Thank you, AudioControl, for the sponsors. Yes, no doubt. Thank you for AudioControl. You know what? Let's roll the windows down and let's give them a tour of what we just got done in here. So we can shed some light on this subject. We'll show you what's going on. This is a full Kenwood system. I don't know if we've had a chance to talk about these yet. I don't think we have. So in the dash is like we were just showing you, is the 907 XR, I think it's a 907 XR. So it's a 9 series. We know that much. So we got that in there. And then let me grab my light here. Hey, could you pull? There's one screw holding that seat down. So here's the stack of goodies here. So we got the KFC X174s. Even though the box says 6903s, it was the 6902s. XR 901.5, and yeah, it is a 907S. So we got the DMX 907S in there. We have 2 Kicker Compar T10s, and so here's the amplifier. Here's what that looks like, all done up. There's a factory hole here, factory hole here. So that is there, zip tied up. And then the bass knob, we had a little fun with the bass knob. Fernando loves having fun with these panels. So what we made is we kind of tried to match the air conditioner there, how it has that low to high fat bar. So we made a low to high fat bar for this. The reason why it is the size it is in this particular car, there's a giant round plate there that doesn't do anything. So we made it the same size to make it a little bit more exciting. But yeah, so there's the bass knob. It had the factory USB. What am I thinking? Oh, and then it's just a Q Power 210 box underneath the back seat. Nothing too cool there. But yeah, so that's what this is. That's what we got. Yay! And he's gonna be here in a little bit to pick it up. So
yeah.
Pretty excited. It's been a fun week, for sure. Yeah. The reason why we didn't go on last night is because we had the garage packed. So we actually had to fit 2 of these trucks in here, and it was very tight. Also, I might want to add, just in case you guys forgot, if any of you guys are interested in getting the wire ruler still, I mean, it's still always going to be available, but if you're interested in picking up yourself a wire ruler and make your wiring clean, make sure you head over to Mobile Solutions. Right now, they're giving away free rolls of included rolls. Free? Included? Included rolls of KT tape.
Buy one, you get one.
Yep.
If you buy 2, you get 2 rolls.
It's amazing. Plus, you save money by buying 2. So that's another thing there. So make sure you head over to mobilesolutions-usa.com. They also have a new cool tool if you're a fab guy and you like using the magnets. They got this cool new magnet Forstner bit set. That's pretty neat. What kinds of subs you recommend for a Hummer H2? SUT. Is that an SU truck? Truck. The truck is tough. The SUV is easy. I don't know. I mean, I put 15s in there before, but Kenwood Exelon amp versus the Fosgate Prime amps. Oh, I take the Exelon any day. Dude, these Exelons are smoking. Yeah, these things are awesome. High res audio, so geez, trust me, man, these things are awesome. This is the 3rd generation on this amplifier. Comes with the bass knob. But yeah, I mean, let's take a closer look at it, shall we? While Fernando's over there taking pictures, here's the closer look of it. We got a built-in fan. The phono jack plug into that is your bass knob. And so input sensitivity 1 through 3 there is going to be channel A, channel B, and sub. We have bass boost built into it as well. Low pass crossovers located next to that. And then we have your front high pass crossover variable between 50 and 200. All the crossovers are variable between 50 and 200. And then channel B crossovers next to that. High pass on and off. Subwoofer output is always on. So there's no input or there's no whatever on that. As far as the inputs go, which is really, let me get out of the way here while he finishes taking his picture. Because we don't want to. Do I need an isolator for a second battery? I'll answer that. Hang on. And then when we look at the front, because it has all the wiring across the front here in nice order. So it goes power, remote, ground, front, rear, sub, RCA. So it's a really clean input. I like the way all of this is on the one side. This little piece is the only piece you have to take off to get to it. So, big fan in the amplifier. Do you need an isolator for your 2 batteries? Technically, yes. Yes, you do. However, here's the caveat for it. If it's a daily driver and you're driving it every day and, the car never sits, the car is always going, no, I wouldn't worry about it. The other thing, too, is it also depends on how big that second battery is. If it's a big second battery, definitely. Fusing is the most important thing. You definitely need fusing. The other thing too is the isolator really isn't that hard to put in. They're pretty reasonably priced. So a couple advantages of the isolator, depending on how you wire it. It can also totally isolate the whole amplifier system from the car. So if you're playing it in a parking lot without the engine running, if you wire the isolator up properly, then that front and rear battery, you'll kill the back battery, but not the front battery. So that is one of the advantages, but most people don't hook it up that way. So Bobby Snow in California, yeah, he is. Dude, he just sent us pictures. It's beautiful, but no. Afternoon, y'all. Looking at Ram Foxbox when they open again. Yes. Better than an oversized underseat enclosure. I mean, we've used them. We like them. that's all I got. I mean, if you want a pretty box, you know, MTI. If you want a pretty loud box, Foxbox. New question. Amp is rated at 2 ohm. How do you wire a single 12-inch sub like an L7Q class with a 2 ohm voice coil? You can't. You got the wrong woofer. It happens, but yes, that is a problem. When you have a 2 ohm woofer, dual 2 ohm woofer, meaning there's two. I can't get that down. I'll break my shoulder. Anyways, what's that?
You don't have another one over here?
No, I was just gonna grab that one because it was the woofer he was talking about. Hang on. Hold that thought. We actually have a Q-class woofer right here that makes it really neat and easy to just get to playing. I was gonna say, you can hold the phone. All right, got it? Okay. I guess we should use it. That's what they gave it to us for. All right, so check it out. All right. We'll pull it right out of the woofer. All right, so noob question here. Don't laugh, Fernando. So what we have on this one is it's the same thing. So we have two 2 ohm sets. So this is a set of 2 ohm. This is a set of 2 ohm. You're going to get, if you jump a positive to a negative, so if I connect these two outer ones here, like my pinky and thumb, and then I'm going to connect my amplifier to these two inner ones, I'm going to get a 4 ohm load. If I connect my amplifier to both positives and both negatives, I'm going to get a 1 ohm load. So this can only either be a 4 ohm or a 1 ohm woofer. If I need a 2 ohm load, then final load, then I need a dual 4 ohm driver, because that dual 4 ohm driver will work the same way. If I connect the two outsides and then go off to the amplifier with my middle, I'll have an 8 ohm driver. But if I connect my amplifier to both positives and both negatives, then I will have that 2 ohm driver. So unfortunately, you can't, you can, but don't run just half the woofer's voice coil because it's not made to do that. So yeah, you either need a different subwoofer ohm load, or you need a different amplifier that can play down to 1 ohm. It happens. Okay, so need the 4 ohm. Yes. Are fast rings BS? Fernando, do you think fast rings are BS?
No.
I don't know. A lot of people don't understand. So one of the things we talk about is, all right, so if it would figure we don't have, all right, hang on. I actually do. All right. So one of the things that's funny about speakers is that, and I hate this because I'm going to waste these 3 zip ties here. I'm going to only waste 2. Okay. So let's look at this factory speaker here. And this isn't the best example, but it's all that I have. Okay, so this is a factory speaker, and if you notice, there's this ridge right here. And what this ridge does is on the door, there's a plastic sleeve that is designed to go into this, okay? On a lot of these, this will be foam from the factory. There'll just be a piece of foam here, and it'll do the same thing. There's a ridge here, and that foam is designed to meet up with the door panel. The factory speakers do this, like when they design this cheap-ass speaker, they make sure that this speaker couples with the door panel and all that sound comes through. Well, then you give it to us, the aftermarket guys. All right, and we're like, we'll put some speakers in there, $49, no problem, you bet, here you go. Oh, you're gonna need some $15 mounts, and those are gonna be the mounts that are gonna mimic, this shape. Okay, so we put our speaker in there, we put our mount in there, and we slap it in the door, and bye. The problem you have now is that you've just lost that coupling, meaning that speaker is no longer forcing all that energy through the grill. It's going everywhere. It's like a sound grenade. Well, sometimes you'll notice that you've lost lower end response. Now, sometimes you lose that because you've gone to a bigger magnet, needs more power, and all those other fun things, different efficiency. There's lots of things that go into play there. But one of the things is that as simple as like you now have sound going everywhere into the door panel, and you're losing some of that. Now when sound goes everywhere on the door panel, you run the risk of the sound getting around to the backside of the driver. So yeah, Are they BS? No. Factory's been doing it for years. For years. Yeah. Okay. Anyways. Would the 10 or 12 be better for that size? It's in the middle. Sorry, added too many details. I don't remember what the first part of it was. But I'm a big fan of a 12. So buy the 4-ohm version. Yes. Is it... Alright, hold on. Add an AudioControl epicenter to my system. When I listen to rap, I can barely turn up the bass knob. Or it sounds crazy, but sounds right for my R&B. When I turn it up, do I need to readjust my gains? I mean, if anything, you need to turn the gains down just a tad. But the thing about an epicenter, you have to remember, it's harmonic restoration. It's made to restore bass. If you've already got bass, you can't really bring it back. It's already there. You haven't lost it yet. So what happens is it adds more. And not more bass, it just takes that... It tries to do what it's made to do, which is take and make those things sound, you know, bigger and fatter. So when you take deep bass and you add a Victor and you add a epicenter to it, it makes that bass even bigger and fatter. So it's almost like when you do drag tapes. Who remembers drag tapes? Remember drag tapes, Fernando? No. Drag tapes are the bomb. That's what that dude was listening to the other day while we were trying to record. Oh God. You know, it's the guy that... all of a sudden he sounds like Barry White when he's singing, and he talks slow.
Oh, okay.
That's a drag tape. It's not really a tape anymore, because probably a CD and they do it on the computer, but that's a drag tape. Tupac sounds really good dragged. I'm just saying. Yup. Did I mention how much I love my AudioControl amps? You have, now. Hella 9 from the snowy Cal. I know, dude, those pictures are insane, bro. Those pictures are insane. That's just nuts. What foam rings do you use for tweeters in a 3.5 mid-range speaker? We just use weather stripping, you know, because most of the time that speaker is going to be really close to the grill, so any like 1/4 inch weather stripping would work fine. You don't have to go crazy. I mean, and most of the time, if you could just get some 1/4 inch weather stripping, depending on like, you know, the fast ring is a whole system. You have the piece that goes in the back that, depending on who you talk to, will say that's BS, and it's like whatever. The main objective here with the fast ring or anything like that, the main purpose of all of it is just to make sure that that speaker meets up with that door panel. Any way that you can do that is fine. So if you can find a better way to do it, like Metra sells some rubber rings that are pretty cool, and they do the same thing. So there again, if you can figure out how far away your speaker is sitting from your door panel, and it's like a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch, hopefully it's a 1/2 inch. If you put a piece of 1/2 inch foam on there, it'll do the same thing. The only problem is when you're sticking it onto the speaker, like if you saw today's video where they had stuck it onto the top of the speaker, those are the problems you run into. So try to go to the outside of the speaker like Fernando did in that video, and you'll be okay. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, head over to the YouTube channel, and watch the rear speaker install in the Honda Accord that Fernando did today's video. You get to watch me get all upset at somebody. Not at anyone particular. I don't even know who did the system, but it was kind of funny. But don't laugh, Fernando. Don't laugh, because, you know, you can't make fun of people's questions or just think they're funny. People need to lighten up, man. People need to lighten up, bro. Yeah. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, apparently, you know, I got one of those. I got one of those comments today that I'm just like, really, bro? Really? You know, whatever. Okay, let's scroll back down here. Cincinnati, Ground Zero 6 to 8 Pro, based on the DSP school video. All right, we back. I'm sorry. Cool on the Ground Zero. Man, that thing's going to be awesome. You're going to have a great time with us. Let us know what you think. Dean going downtown Disney. Oh, you going to get your shot? Is the DSR one the best solution for 2019 Toyota Tundra with JBL? Keeping factory head unit. So you have a couple choices there. That is the simplest solution, meaning if you're going to do that, you want to take out that stupid JBL amplifier and make the room, then yes, it's a great it's a great option. Another option you have is, of course, you could just go this amp here, but if you already have amplifiers, I understand. That's the Kenwood PXR606 DSP amplifier. It's a 6-channel DSP amplifier that hooks up with AR, so it does the exact same thing the DSR1 does, but it could use your smartphone to set it all up. There's another option too. Granted, the DSR1 is the most cost-effective way to do it, but you also have, from our friends over there at Audison, they make the BitNove. The BitNove is also a AR-compatible amplifier, which means you can go AR into this and get 9 channels. That's right, 9 channels of DSP. That's why that amplifier is so intriguing, because the DSR1 is only 8, that is 9, and that is 10. So that is 6 channels of power with 4 channels of RC outputs to go off to other amplifiers. Essentially what this was designed for is so you could do 6 channels of active sound, the 3-way set that's in the car from the factory, get another amplifier to do rear, and then have a sub amp. Or just, whatever works for you, any one of those combinations. But yes, the DSR1 will do the job perfectly fine, and you'll love it. Is there a difference between mid-range and mid-bass? Yes, there is. It just has to do with frequency response and where it falls into the spectrum. Let me see if this says... Yeah, all right. So this is the chart we keep on the wall here. We have this for our own benefit. As you'll see here, you have sub, you have low frequency, you have mid-range, you have high mid-range, and you have high frequency. Most tweeters are going to play somewhere between this and up, and then most mid-bass, then the mid-range has to get, but mid-bass, will typically play lower and have this in spades. Like, it'll have that nice deep full sound. So that's what a mid-bass does. A mid-range is typically also a smaller speaker. Like if you have a 3.5 to 2.5, they technically would call that a mid-range. Well, that's like, that mirror just flashed me. Oh my God.
What mirror?
This car across the street, the sun was hitting his mirror as he opened it up. I was like, I just got blinded.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so a mid-range is typically a smaller speaker, has a smaller frequency response. But yeah. Is there room for fast strings on the 2016 Ram? Oh my God, I can't see.
2000.
Yeah, the Ram... You have a feeling on that one.
Well, it's because the Rams have all the plastic.
Yes.
And when you try to do sound treatment, it's really hard.
Without taking the door off. But fast string.
Fast string. Yeah, you can do the fast string,
Okay. Well, you're the fast string king.
You just gotta cut it.
It's gonna be thin.
You just gotta be thin. So like a 1-inch.
1-inch piece of foam would get it done.
1-inch piece of foam that would make the cut.
So there you go.
Because.
Yeah. So it's So. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. Okay, slow it down. You got a table right here.
Inches?
Come to the table, mon frere.
How many inches this is?
That's like 2.5.
Really?
Yeah, it's like 2.5 inches.
Like 2.5, 3 inches you have in here. Basically, you're gonna cut it
right
like
to
a
about
half inch, 1 inch. So
about that much.
Yeah.
So this is obviously a piece of a fast string.
But worth it.
So you got to make sure you cut them the length though, because what'll happen is this, just like what happened in the video that you guys saw of the Honda, it just rolls over onto the speaker and crushes it.
Don't cut it before. Just put it on. Test the door panel and see how many inches you need to cut. That's it.
There you go. The Fast Ring King has spoken. And he said all neat things. Fernando the bully.
I'm the bully.
You're the bully now. Hey, you got to be the bully for a day. It's not me. Trolls get butthurt. Trolls do get butthurt, but they're not trolls. This is just somebody that didn't understand what we do. Apparently,
They hate us because they whatever.
They hate us because they ain't us? I wouldn't wish this upon anybody. Are you kidding me? Yeah, let's work 6 days a week, go home and edit for 5 days a week, and sleep every now and then. Yeah, that sounds like a party.
I love everyone.
I love them all too. If I want to do a three-way, use network mode for tweeters and mid-bass and a DSP for mid-range and sub. Will I run into any issues? That sounded really confusing.
Oh, totally.
That sounded really, really confusing.
Use the DSP.
Just get a better DSP.
Yeah,
just get a full DSP. Don't do network mode on the radio.
No.
Because, I mean, I don't know how you would... Yeah, because you're not going to have a full-range output to go to the DSP.
I want to do the 3-way.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'm not reading the question right, but anything's possible. I can't hear you guys. Can you hear us now?
Because Dean has the finger.
I might have put my finger on it. Thanks, Dean. Scar speakers running on a factory head unit. Should I upgrade to a better speaker? Do they sound bad? Maybe an amplifier. I mean, it's a factory, maybe a small amp. Add like kicker key, maybe. Yeah, just thought. Or get an RP series like 75x4, an LC7i, something. It might need power. Can I run a 5-channel in the Tundra with the DSR1 trying to keep things simple? Yeah, yes you can. But if you're gonna do that, there again, I'm gonna go back to this, okay? So you can use this as a 5-channel amp. So this is the XR606. You can use this as a 5-channel. We've done it plenty of times. Actually, if you go on and search for the XR606 DSP in a Dodge Ram, this is what that's exactly what we did the Dodge Ram. 1 and 2 were front, 3 and 4 rear, 5 and 6 bridged off to a subwoofer. So yeah, this will do it. And all you have to do to get this to work in your car is buy the T-harness. It comes with the AR. It's all set and ready to go. So this might be an option for you. Super simple, and it's really it's not that big. I'm not sure if you guys answered this already, but what fast ring do you guys use? So the fast rings we use are the Roadkill brand. So Roadkill signed a deal, so it's Stinger. So Roadkill signed a deal with fast rings to make branded fast rings. So their fast rings, they're just come in a bag that says Roadkill by Stinger, but they're made by Fast Ring. That's confusing as hell, but yeah. And they also, depending. Yeah. So here you go. Look at that, Fernando. Fernando's on point today.
Look at that. I have to go in the trash just to let. Oh my god.
What a guy. You're way cooler than me. So this is what we use. So this is the 6x9 version of them.
Exactly.
Mr. William Berg is in the house. What's up, William Berg? We were talking to somebody about you the other day because they were asking about something. I was like, dude, I think William makes one of those. So he checked. He goes, wow, this guy makes some cool stuff. So you guys want to head over to his website, put a link up to it. Hey, Dean, what would you choose for a new Ford truck crew cab? 2 8-inch W7s in a sealed enclosure or 212 TW3 flat subs? 2 TW3 12s? 10s aren't on the table? Why aren't 10s on the table? They don't make a 10? I mean, I like 10.
2 8s or 2 12s?
Dude, I'm old school, man. I like the bigger woofer.
I mean, if you're gonna go 8,
it's an F-150 too.
If you're gonna go, man. Wow.
What time is it?
Time to get high.
Oh, it's 4:55. They're late.
All right. I don't know, man. I mean,
one ring to mute them all.
I think that car is too big. That truck is too big for 2
8s?
2 8s.
4 8s?
I think 4 8s will
4 8s?
would
yeah.
do the job.
4 6.5s? I think I'd do 2 12s. I like the 210. I like 210s in the F-150, but 2 12s are fine too.
220, 220.
Is it the guy with your profile picture trolling, Dean? I'm telling you, I need that red hat to be convincing. No, he's not. Actually, you guys are having. I changed my picture, yeah, but you guys are having way too much fun trolling that guy. So, I'm all for trolling the hell out of that guy. I mean, that gave Haley so much fun for like 2 days, just trolling that guy.
It's over?
Yeah, she got bored with it, but yeah, no. And apparently Instagram is on point when you say, hey, this guy's faking to be me, and we'll take care of that. Never. I can hear you. Does the PAC C2R GM11B have a fuse for accessory wire? I tried to add a reverse camera to it, and now the radio isn't working. It does not have a fuse for the accessory wire. It has a radio for the constant 12 volts. however, used a C2R and did not put a relay in it, it does not have enough power to do that. My guess is you may have blown up the unit. In the instructions for that unit, it says, I think it only has like a 1 or 2 amp output. You have to use a relay when using that unit. So, no fuse. The fuse is the unit. It goes poof. Kind of sucks, for sure. Yeah. Sorry about that. Where do you guys normally cross over the FLAC 6.5s? Focal is very specific about where they would like those things crossed over. Fernando, do you still have that convenient piece of paper from Focal? Let me show you. Which ones are the FLACs? Those are the Elite. Those are your flip it over. I think it's on the back side. Performance line. So yeah. So they would like their tweeters. At 5K at 24 dB. Their mid-range, 5K to 450 and 80 on the mid-bass. If you're just doing a coaxial set, a two-way set, 5K and 80. So there you go. That's where they want their stuff crossed over at. And honestly, that's what we do. We don't fight the feeling. It's their speakers. That's what they say. I'm not arguing with Nick. You can argue with Nick if you want to, but not me.
It's normally in everything.
Yeah, it's I think the only thing that changes is the mid-range. Sometimes it's 450 and sometimes it's 500, sometimes 400. Yeah. Best set of 6x9 three-ways for about $200.
Oh, how much are the
Well, it's a three-way. He wants like a three-way.
Is it three-way?
Yeah, he said a three-way 6x9. Check out the Rockford T1s. Check out the Rockford T1s if you got the room for them, because they're freaking monsters. Or the Kenwood Exelons.
That's what I said.
Yeah, just the regular Kenwood Exelons. Yeah, but they're not going to fit in a lot of things. That's a problem you run into when you get into an expensive set of 6x9s. Typically, the magnet's big and they don't fit. So, something to think about there. Maybe dial it back a little bit. Morel also everyone makes a set of 6x9s that are pretty awesome. How much would a build for a Honda Accord 2018 fold interior upgrade and adding two 12-inch subs? I don't know how much you want to spend. I mean, just depends.
So the only one that changes is the Ultima.
The Ultimo?
The Ultima.
Ultima?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Victor, so what sub did you end up putting in the Tacoma? We ended up having a custom box built because the box we had was it was a big mess, man. Like the box we had was wrong and
P3s.
Things just went bad, so we had a box built and we went with P3s. So yeah, it was a train wreck. But in the end, it all worked out, so that's all that matters. So good times there.
210W3s.
210W3s. Ooh, yeah, there you go. I like that. Can you get them under the seat? 210W3s. Those are the full size though, right? You'd have to go T's. You can get them underneath the seat if you get the seat risers. So MTI Acoustics, I know over there at Mobile Toys in Texas, they sell the whole box kit, and you have different levels you can do. So if you raise the back seat, yes, you can get them to fit. Like Mark has, he has the 10-inch Ultimo Morels underneath his back seat. So, and he has the short door. That's silly. But yeah, if you raise the seat, you can get them to fit. Yeah, they won't fit in that box. I have a 2016 Honda Veloster. I want to keep the factory radio, but want a better upgrade from the factory amp. So you have the factory amp. Ooh, so you're gonna have to go after the factory amp.
I mean, I would change the radio.
I would change the radio.
Totally, man.
Totally change the radio. But you'll have to go after the factory amp. Yeah. So you're going to need DSP that goes after the factory amp. Ever heard of the Hard Bass R3001? No. I've never heard of that. Fake Dean account? Yeah, on Instagram there's a Fake Dean account. No, I was talking earlier about why we can't laugh is apparently somebody had feelings right here and took it upon themselves to very poor Englishly send me a strongly worded text message about being a jerk because you laugh and have a good time and it's car audio. We're not saving the world, but we can't have fun doing it.
You can, man.
I don't know. Tune in next week to Hi-Fi Vegas show. I'm just going to read the question, although it will probably take me 3 or 4 times because people don't know what periods and commas are anymore or how to spell. Like, I'll be the first one to tell you I'm not the best speller in the world, but Jesus, on a phone, freaking Einstein, bro. You know? Sorry if you cut out, but is there anything like the Amp Pro for a 2019 Cruise with Bose? Chevy Cruise with Bose? Yes. Head over to navtv.com. navtv.com and check out their Zen line of products. They have all of them, so if anyone's going to have one that's going to work in that car, it's probably going to be a Zen. So Pack Audio makes the Amp Pro GM61. I don't know if it'll work in the Chevy Cruise, but if it doesn't, then the Zen products will, because they have both. They have the most and the AVB, so they have both adapters there for you. Especially, oh no, without Bose. God, I'm sorry. I can't read. I can spell, but I can't read. Without Bose, no. But does it have the factory amplifier in it though? Because remember, the Cruise, some of the Cruises have factory amps, some of them don't. But if it's just 4-channel audio out, so if you have a Cruise, it's 2019, it just has 4-channel audio out, it depends on what plugs it has, then, so, do this. Here, let's since we're gonna read, do this. Go over to idatalink.com and see if, because it's non-Bose, see if the DGM3 is listed for your car. Because if the DGM3 is listed for your car, then you can go directly out of the DGM3 into the DSR1, and that'll give you the ability to control the chime, which is the main problem. And because you have a DSP in it, then you'll be all set. This is made for non-amplified systems. So that's why, yeah. So this is made for the non-Bose. They don't make one for Bose. So that's why I got confused there. But yeah, so see if that's listed. Okay. Oh my gosh. See, it's because we've been doing this time. I'm gonna read the last question and then we're out. Okay. Hey guys, had it installed, done 2020 Civic, no premium sound, Helix DSP amp and kicker key 501. Sometimes the sub doesn't play as mounted and it will go between loud and not loud. Any thoughts? No, that's kind of weird. So you got a Helix DSP amp, but then you got a kicker key 501. Yeah, I mean, because the Helix DSP should have pretty much taken care of everything and had an output for you. That's... Oh. No?
On the input settings on the Helix, how do you have it? Maybe you have like a 50%. You have to have like a 50% and 50%. You gotta be like 100%. I don't know how it's set.
Well, that's if they're using the mixer to go off to it. But if it depends on how they hooked it up. Because I mean, you got a DSP 4-channel and you got a mono block, but the 4-channel has an output. So, dude, that's a tough one. It depends on how they installed it. Yeah, that's gonna be an install one. Okay, so that wasn't a good way to end the show. Thank you guys for hooking up my truck. Oh, you're welcome. What line output converter you recommend for an 03 Audi A4? First thing to check in that A4 is to find out if it has the factory amplifier in the back corner. That's the driver's side back corner. If it has a factory amplifier there, you don't need a line output converter. It's a variable voltage output from the head unit. So, but if it doesn't have that factory amplifier in there, and depending on what you're trying to do, see, I don't remember what Drew's was. Check out the video we did, like subwoofer for a soccer dad or something like that. It was for the Rockford P300T. P312. Yeah, I think it was called Soccer Dad was the name of the video, and that was an Audi. And we kind of go through it on that car. That might not be your car, but that's the only thing I think of. Otherwise, you know, if you need high level, low level, man, sponsor the show, AudioControl. They make this cool product right here. It's called LC2i Pro. If you're just looking for a basic high level to low level adapter that's going to fix bass roll off, this is a great option to consider. Now, however, if you're going to be doing system building, like I want to add mids and highs and stuff like that, well then you may want to pick up this guy, because this guy is awesome. This is the LCQ1. This is a 5-band EQ for the subwoofer, 6 for front, 6 for rear. That's right, this will make your system sound good. This is an LC7i. which is, as we know, the gold standard in high-level to low-level adapters, but they added in EQ. You still have AccuBass. It's pretty awesome. So head over to AudioControl.com, check it out. And with that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been 5 Minutes with 5 Star. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.